Hello and welcome to Wandering WandA. We are here in Nebraska, outside of Beatrice, Nebraska. We are here at Homestead National Monument of America. This monument is about the cry was free land. The Homestead Act of 1862 granted 160 acres of free land to claimants, allowing virtually any man or woman a chance to live the American dream. American Indian cultures and natural environments gave way to diverse settlement and industrial advancement. So, free land was given here in Kansas. And I guess we'll find out more about it once we go inside and get my stamp. This is the Freeman School. It's part of the park. Look. Hello!
So, something that I really love about this location as well, one of my favorite things, is so the prairie that we see here is actually authentic First Nature prairie. It was never restored. So it used to be mowed.
That's what it used to look like?
Yeah, and it's always been there. So our prairie was restored over there in 1939. But this, in 1872, when it became a school, they used to like mow it down so the kids could play there, but they never disrupted that deep root structure.
Oh.
So it's one of those unique pieces that was never had to be replanted.
So that's native prairie.
Yep.
Oh.
Something else I really love about this school is we can learn a lot about this community.
Oh, look at that. There's graffiti.
Yes. So when they built this, over 70% of the people who lived in this area still would have been in their temporary homes made out of stone. But they made this out of brick, and it shows us how much they valued education. Also, we have like 1911. It goes all the way back to 1898.
Oh my goodness.
And we survey this to be for sure that nobody adds anything additional. And so it's just the historic graffiti put there by students.
Oh, this is fabulous. And you are Ranger
Amber.
Amber. This is Ranger Amber. She's
Hello.
fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna have to write a letter to the national parks.
And these outhouses are actually were original to the school as
Oh
well.
my goodness.
So the one
Ooh,
closest to
ancient poop.
The one closest to us would have been the female bathroom.
Oh,
and the
okay.
one furthest away would have been the male. And it would have just been like a hole in the ground.
As most outhouses are.
Right. And they would have used like magazines or
Oh, look,
newspapers
there's
as toilet paper.
That looks like an authentic well too.
Dexter was actually a pretty popular windmill and water pump company, and they were based in Beatrice, just 4 miles from
Oh,
here.
yeah, I passed by it.
Yeah.
Ooh, looking forward to this. Ooh, this is so Little House in the Prairie.
Exactly what it is.
Oh, look how
So these are actually
adorable.
the desks that were here in 1872. They actually had to They bought them in Indiana and had them brought here because they wanted those high quality desks. And you can see right away that they knew they were going to have students of all different ages because you've got the itty bitty desks up front.
They're not the same size.
Because those homesteads were 160 acres, they didn't want students to have to walk more than 2 miles away. And so, because they were just so isolated, that 2 mile radius would always still result in a small class of primary all the way to being completed with school. And something else that we learned from primary documents and historical sources is this was really the community building. And so the way these are all on wooden planks, it was to make it easier to push them off the way. So they held box socials here, dances, they voted here, they had church services here on Sundays. So it was really a community building.
They're on skis.
They are.
You know what? It's ingenious forethought.
It really is.
From someone. Well, the American spirit.
And because this was an active school all the way till 1967.
Really?
1967, they still had school here.
53 years ago.
Right?
Wow.
So we sometimes get students to come in to see it, and I had a student tell me about how they did one-act plays up here in the 60s.
It's actually very cool in here because of the brick outside.
It is.
You don't need air.
No, it's really nice, and they also do a great job of utilizing that natural light. So these lanterns wouldn't have been used in the day. They would have only been used for nighttime events because it does need such good use of the light.
It's good ambient lighting in here. Wow. This is so cool.
Something else that's really neat as well that an intern created a few years ago is different grades and primary documents from this actual school. And you can also see pictures of classes from 1902, 1911, all the way to the 50s and the 60s. And this also made national news. In the end of the 1800s, one of the teachers that was working here was using the Bible for reading. And Daniel Freeman, the first homesteader.
That was his cabin back then?
The man most acknowledged as being the first homesteader. He disagreed with Edith Beecher's choice to do that. He brought it to the school board, and they sided with her.
It's still the same.
They sided with her and said, you know what, you're just being difficult. It made it all the way to the Nebraska State Supreme Court in 1900, and Daniel Freeman won at the state level, and it never made it to the national level, but it was the first case that made it to the state level in the United States of the separation of church and state, and so it made national news.
I wish they still do that.
We have a wayside that goes into that more, but yeah, no, it's a powerful part of the story here.
Right, this is original prairie land right here. Natural bushes, grass, shrubs. Amazing. And today we are at Pine Grove RV Park and Campground. We are in space 50, which is an end cap. And after, I want to say 9 days, after 9 days of having 30 amps, and we actually blew out 4 circuits since we've been at 30 amp. All the circuit breakers have been replaced, and we finally have, on day 9, 50 amps. Very happy about that. I had this whole spiel ready to go for this vlog, but now it's not going to work because we've got 50 amp for at least 2 days. I don't know what the rest of the time is going to be, but hopefully it's fair and equitable. That's all I'm asking. I want it to be fair and equitable. So 50 amps. I like this RV park. Some trees. Was a dead tree stump over here, but it's what happens. Probably grew too big, and the branches started to overlay on the RVs. So it looks like it's an all 50 amp park, which is a good thing. There's backup. They've got 23 backup sites, which are also 50 amp. They've got really small 30 amp sites, but the rest of the park is 50 amp, which is good. Right, I'm gonna walk around, see what everyone else is doing. Oh, we gotta add water. Been using a lot of water. Very happy today. It's just been a good day right now. I went to Homestead National Monument. It was the Homestead Act of 1862, which opened up Kansas, Nebraska, and the Dakotas. Is that where they killed everybody? No, this was more. Have you seen the movie Far and Away with Nicole Kidman and the cute Tom Cruise? Yeah, he did a movie, Far and Away. This was essentially that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's because somebody was talking about...
It was them with horses, men and women were enouged to claim land, and then they shot a bullet, and you just ran out towards the prairie and staked your claim, came back, and it was really fascinating.
Well, I like it. What are we fixing?
With that chair, a rivet came out of it. He's at work right now doing something, so I found the screw. I just needed to find the nut for it or something. He says, I'll do it, just take my chair.
I like this one.
That is a very elaborate chair setting. And case. I don't have room for all of that. Oh my goodness.
See if I can break another one.
Oh,
these have been so unique.
Yeah.
I found a thing, a bolt for it, but he's in the middle of something, so I said, okay, here, this is what you need, find the other end. When you get done working.
There you go, do that.
He's working?
Yeah. Oh, it's easy. I'm blocking your film.
Oh no, it's okay. I can hear Chester just fine.
Oh, there's the fancy chairs. This is a nice one. Nice long space. This is
Where's that body bag? You got him in a body bag?
not yet. Well, my sister's a medic. She said, you know what, if something happens, liquids go all over the place. And since I was getting the body bag, I also got an army shovel. Little folded one that folds up. It's under the bathroom sink.
I didn't see you find that place. I know where a lot of your other stuff is.
And it's still there. That part hasn't moved.
Did you make room for food though?
GoPro is attached to you there. Where's Walter?
He flew back to Vegas. Here we are at the park. We're on site 50 and we have 50 amps, sewer and water. So we have water coming in, water going out. Very happy about it. Had a good night's sleep last night. Everything was functioning correctly. Good ample space. As you can see here, they're all pretty much the same as far as lengthwise goes, and most of the park is 50 amps. It's a really nice park. Very happy this morning. So we're gonna walk around, see what else is around this park. Good morning, how are you doing? Alright, we're right off the freeway over here. Looks like they have a... Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Oh, good.
It's gonna be a beautiful day.
Yes.
Come on, boys.
Okay, so this end of the park, it looks like it's just all RV parks. Oh, this is the 30 amp site. They're all back in. So this row and this row, 30 amps, and the rest of them are 50. I like this park. There's not too many fluffy things. I haven't seen any kids, which is fabulous. We're right off the freeway. That's I-80 here in Nebraska. It looks like they do have a pool in the distance over there, but it's closed. I think that's their only facilities here. That's where you go to check in. That house over there. And it looks like there's a dog park. Oh, here's the dump. So would I stay in this park again? The answer would be a definite yes. Probably don't really know where this is. We're near the outskirts of... We're near the border of Nebraska and Kansas. So, not really sure the location of this place. I just know we're in Nebraska right now. I don't know what's around here. But again, I would stay in this park. It's a definite yes. Okay, we took a bus and apparently we are in Iowa. And that is Omaha that we're looking at.
Which is in Nebraska.
Which is, I thought you said we were in Iowa.
We are, but Omaha's in Nebraska.
Okay, that is Nebraska.
Yeah.
Which is Omaha.
Yes.
But we are currently standing on a hill
In Iowa.
in Iowa. I'm so confused.
Well, when we crossed the river, we crossed into Iowa.
I fell asleep in the bus.
Oh, there you go.
I just like Mark said, we were in Iowa. So, I heard that through my sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. There's murals here. I don't understand them. Here is the. Hello. Mural of the United States making treaties with the Indians. I'm interpreting this, and then they're gonna break it. Here's the other mural. The Indians are saying, "Why did you break the treaty?" Guess we should really find out what all these mean. I'm sure there's writing somewhere.
You've all got experiences that you've had from way back when that wouldn't fly today. Let me tell you one of my experiences that I had from 1957. I was about 11 years old. And Gordy Gillian and his two brothers, their dad had been a World War II vet. He brought back some souvenirs. One of the souvenirs was a German tripod machine gun, not that long. We took it to school for show and tell. It took all three of us to carry it. Man, was it a hit. Now, it would be a hit today too, but it'd probably be on the front page of every paper in town. In the 1920s, my dad, he said there used to be a gravel road out here on this side of the interstate, and it ended up in Sioux City eventually. And they'd go out that road and base of this hill, there's a railroad track that goes all the way up, right just beyond the trees. And at night, you'd see all these little fires, all the hobos, and little hobo fires. And everybody said, well, why do they go there? Because the steam engines took time to build up speed. And as they came out of the yards, they could hop them. And they could get on and travel the country. You ever heard about the term riding the rails?
Yeah.
Well, that's not railroad rails. That's not the track. These old boxcars were wooden. And in order to support them so they could carry heavy loads, they had steel bars about that big around that went down underneath, crossed and back up. And they were about this far above the ground. They were about that far apart. And they skinnied up on those. And literally hung on those underneath the boxcar, and that's where the term riding the rails came from. It had nothing to do with the railroad tracks themselves. Talk about dangerous. A lot of them were killed, a lot of them didn't make it. You know, every time we see somebody riding the rails in a movie or something, they're inside a boxcar. Well, boxcars are locked. Kind of hard to get into. A little more difficult.
There won't be any marriage, 'cause I'll be switched and I'll be hitched on a bicycle built for two.
We're leaving this RV park, Greenwood, I believe it is. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully the next park, fingers crossed, we get 50 amps again. It's gonna be 3 consecutive one-nighters. So this will be, not really sure what I'm gonna do, whether I'm gonna hook up or just put on electric and water. So again, not really sure what I'm gonna do. All right, again, thank you for watching. Bye.